Hi, and welcome to another edition of What's the Story? I can't wait till you meet. Well, let's just do it. Georgina Lewis. Hi, Georgina.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And you came all the way from Florida.
I did today.
And that's unusual because usually we're talking with folks from right here in Berks County. However, you and I met and we got to talking about your daughter and your journey. So let's start with why you're here in Berks County.
Okay, so I'm here today. This whole week with my daughter is in the Women's U.S. Open.
Your daughter
golf.
is in the Women's
My
U.S.
oldest.
Open. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And your oldest is young.
My oldest is 24.
24 and playing in the U.S. Open. That's impressive. How long has she been playing?
She's been playing since she was 10.
Did you ever play golf?
My husband and I do not play golf.
Wait a minute. Nobody in the family plays golf, and you have a 10-year-old daughter that says,
All
I
the
want to play
siblings
golf?
play golf now because
okay.
of her, but we don't play golf. No, we were tennis players. My husband's a really good tennis player, actually. And so our children were raised to be tennis icons. And one summer week, there was no camp, so we stuck her in the country club camp with the boys. And then at the end of the week, the pros came down and said she's hitting it longer and further than the boys. And she loves beating boys at their sport, like throwing the football and stuff. So she said, I really want to do this. And I'm thinking, 12 clubs, 1 racket. No, it's an expensive sport.
It is.
Are you sure you want to do this? And she said, I really love it. And that's it.
Well, perhaps all of that tennis training wasn't for naught because it gave her a strong arm.
It did that. And then we put her in swimming during that time too, just so you always have one sport that you really don't like, so you fall more in love with the other sport. You know.
So reverse psychology.
We took the whole John McEnroe approach with his mom. Did that? Wouldn't let him play sport all the time. Yeah. And so that way she just really, drove that passion for golf.
So prior to her saying, Mom, I want to be a golfer, what were you doing?
Prior to that, I was an IBM VAR, a value-added reseller.
What does that mean?
I had my own business in manufacturing. So my team and I went to college and graduated in 3 years with 2 degrees and became a computer programmer. And then I went out and wrote software for automation of all the manufacturing plant floors.
Okay.
So anything Birkenstock shoes, or vacuum cleaners, Roger Wood Foods that does chicken. Those were our Valspar paint. At the time wasn't called Valspar, but now it's called Valspar. Those are all my clients. And so we would go in and automate their plant floors, cradle to grave, and help them do cost accounting on the plant floor. And then I sold that business in 2008, right before the recession.
Why did you sell it?
14 years, and I had missed a lot of my older children's lives when they were younger. And now we had 2 younger children. I didn't want to miss out on them, and I wanted to travel with Amelia a little I knew she was going pro. So
okay, so no, wait, we didn't even introduce her. Your daughter's name is Amelia?
Amelia Lewis, Amelia Earhart, who traveled planes, and then Lewis and Clark travel across country, so Amelia Lewis.
It works well.
Works well because she travels all over the world.
So now you actually sold your business so that you could manage and travel with your daughter?
Right, and the first 2 years I caddied for her.
Wow.
Which probably...
That's dedication.
Yeah, and it was difficult because we went from a mother-daughter role to a boss-employee role. And she was the boss. And
she's the boss.
And she's the boss on the golf course. And she was a little abusive to Mom. I think she put a couple extra bricks in the bottom of her golf bag. Because that was a heavy bag the first couple of years. But, she grew so quickly because she was only 19. She went to Florida for a scholarship, and after 1 semester, she turned professional. She was 3rd-ranked amateur in the world. So it was Lexi was 1, Lexi Thompson, Jennifer Song, and then Amelia. And so Lexi and Amelia both turned pro. And she had to learn how to manage her caddy, who is an employee, and how to be respectful to them and yet deal with the stress, because there's a lot of stress. You're on front of the camera. You have to be careful what you say. You can't bang your club, which she's not a club banger anyway, but there's just a lot going on, and you have to learn how to do all that, and you have to perform.
The 2 of you seem to have developed this sort of symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
What What did you bring to that relationship from your business experience? And what did she learn from that and that she's sharing with you from the game of golf?
That's a great question. I think that as a business owner, you really can make smart decisions, and course management on the golf course is all about maintaining smart decision. It's about knowing when to go for it and when to not go for it. Know what your abilities are. And how to leverage relationships, because she's really good to her sponsors and her sponsors are really good to her. And so playing professional golf is all about business relationships more than anything. So before she was making 6 digits on the tour, she was making 6 digits in sponsorship dollars.
Wow.
Yes, and not many people do that, but she focused on social media. She focused on marketing herself. She's focused on marketing her sponsors and doing a lot of things for her sponsors. And because of that, she grew their name even in a very popular community. She's a 5th generation Jacksonvillian, Florida, right? So being a 5th generation already helps you with the knowledge of who is in the community and what businesses are there. But she really took that to heart and then embraced that.
Did she seek the sponsorships, or did you do that? And the social media, you have Shazam Media, you have another business now.
Right.
And you're strongly focused on capitalizing on social media. So is that something she learned from you?
Yes. Yeah. I think at the time, personal branding wasn't as big as it is today. Like I just read an article last week in Inc. about personal branding, the business owners of the business. You look at the Sky magazine last month, it was the new CEO of Deloitte & Touche. So you see all of these executives right now branding themselves and that lends to the company. And I think that we as individuals with social media want to work with people we know or we like. We may not know them
with the business
we
name.
do.
Right.
And so she embraced that early on. And she's a golfer. She doesn't want to be on her phone tweeting or doing Facebook. She didn't really have a choice.
Do you do it?
We did it the first 2 years. And we grew her social platform pretty rapidly. And sometimes it would upset some people because we would follow them and unfollow them because you had ratios that you had to maintain a number of followers. And then she would get some little nasty tweets back about, I can't believe you unfollowed me. And she was, okay, I'll take over this. Because that really bothered her, that she wants everyone to like her. And
is that possible in social media?
Not.
I mean, come on, there's a lot of things out there.
It's not, because I think people tweet about you and expect you to tweet back. And I think that when you have something like she has 17,000 Facebook fans and 5,000 Twitter fans, you can't respond to everybody. And you do need some help sometimes with other staff to help you know that something's out there that you should respond to. But most people are pretty generous on social media. Though you have those few people that, are really looking for a refollow. But for the most part, I think people are pretty generous on social media.
Amelia Lewis is an enterprise.
She is.
Unto herself. I mean, she's doing 6 digits in the Pro Tour. She has sponsorships. What did she learn playing golf since she's 10 years old from that game that transferred her to be 24 years old and able to handle such a large enterprise and such a large income?
She surrounds herself with great people. That old saying that behind every one great person is 1,000 other supportive people.
Oh, I thought it was behind every good man is a better woman.
There's 1,000 of them. So I think that she surrounds herself with smart people. She definitely collaborates on almost every discussion. She doesn't take my word for anything. It depends on what facet we're talking about. We consult with different people.
What happened in golf that taught her that? Are her swings and decisions which club to use a collaborative effort?
It is now with a caddy. So yep. So I think there's it's a twofold double-edged sword. I think you have to be confident enough to know your game and what you're going to play. But then you have to have a caddy who knows what you need on the bag. So each individual is different, right? So she needs to be calm. And so she needs a caddy who can calm her down and say, you got this. One last little positive reinforcement. Because there's different clubs for different lengths. But she can take one club and make it go 3 or 4 different lengths. She has that talent. She knows how to work the ball with with the equipment that she has. And people talk about Tiger Woods, the best, who can work the ball, right? the best pros in the world can do that. So then if they're all the same, what differentiates them from everyone else? And that's the resources they have around them to help complement their strengths and what they need.
So when she's done being a pro, what are the biggest lessons she learns on the course and uses on the course that she'll take with her that will help her in the game of life?
I hope that she doesn't wait till she retires.
Oh,
Many
okay.
pros wait until they retire to do their next adventure. And I hope that she has learned that she should invest in other adventures while she's a pro, while she's making the dollars that she needs to support those other adventures. She can invest in other, companies and interests, and then become a true entrepreneur and have several different interests going at the same time.
What do you think she wants to do? An entrepreneur like Mom?
I have no idea.
Because you've reinvented yourself.
I have. And I hope that she just invents things wisely, invest wisely in different adventures with people, whether that be, construction workers building those road signs.
Yep.
And then, who knows? I would hope that would be outside of sports too.
So she's got to know that whatever decision she makes on the course, it's going to have a consequence. And that's got to translate to business.
Oh, she knows. She knows every putt. Hits her bottom dollar. She's
risk management? How's that working out?
Yeah, she's a tiger. So she goes for it.
Her name is Amelia Lewis. She's playing in Lancaster at the Women's Open, right?
Yes.
And you are Georgina Lewis, a very proud mom who managed her for a while, but now you're managing your own entrepreneur.
I am.
Shazam Media.
Shazam Media. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Thanks for being here. Our name, Why I'm Missing Family Restaurant, means just that, a place to take your family. We offer breakfast buffets Saturdays and Sundays from 8 a.m. Our lunch specials start at only $6.99. Our soup and salad bar offers over 50 items, and our dinner specials start at $9.99. Need a place for that special occasion? Our banquet room can comfortably seat up to 200 guests. At Why I'm Missing Family Restaurant, we never stop cooking for you.